economic vision of the NDC. You have been appealing to the good people of this country to vote for the NDC to come and reset the country. What are the primary strategies the NDC have to come and resolve some of the challenges that are confronting us now in terms of the unemployment, the inflation, and the debt management situations that we are in?
Anytime we get to this point of the discussion, I get happy because there's only one man professing solutions, and so anytime Ghanaians are willing to listen to the NDC's policies, I get inspired. It means that people have found confidence in us, and all they simply want to do is to listen to what we have for them. President Mahama has been going around, he's been professing very solid solutions. To start from what we are going to do immediately, President Mahama has said that we'll complete all abandoned projects. I mean, there are many abandoned projects this government has abandoned. The Wa airport should have been revamped by now. It should have been put into full status. This government has totally abandoned it. They've ignored the airport. President Mahama says we'll revive it and make it a very unique one for everybody to come and witness. If you have E-blocks and completed chip compounds, the road, the Tumu road that Chinia was supposed to do with his brothers, and they ignored and collected the mobilization and squandered without doing it. President Mahama says he will complete the road, and the entrance into Wa, he said it's terrible. I remember the last time President Mahama came, he lamented to the Wana and assured Wana that look, it's a road he's seen himself and he's felt the impact of that road, and upon assumption of office they will complete such projects. President Mahama says we'll revive all the collapsed banks. President Mahama says we'll give teachers a fund, and the teachers fund is going to be in such a way that if you're a Ghanaian worker, not just teachers, government workers, if you're a government worker, you only need to go and point to the land you want, choose that I want this land, and then government will start building the house for you and deducting for your salary for 15-20 years. After 15-20 years, that house becomes yours and you move into it. We should move. President Mahama says he feels sad that people work and go on retirement and they cannot even own a house in this country. For somebody who has spent 50 years working, as a result of economic pressure, he cannot even own a house. President Mahama says we will now start building for you. So all we'll do is you show us the land, you show us the design of house you want, we value it, we let you know, and we tell you how much will be deducted for your salary for the remaining years you have, and then we'll build a house for you. So even if we deduct and it's halfway gone, you can move into the house and then continue paying, because you continue to be a government worker in this world. That is a real credit system we are going to introduce.
I was just about to ask that particular question.
And not taking a mobile phone.
Whether it's likely to involve yes credit scoring system.
We are not interested in mobile phones. I know somebody who is unemployed. The person has sold her mobile phone just to buy wachi, food in the morning and survive for the next years. And you tell me that the biggest aim of that person is a mobile phone. No, the biggest aim of public workers is to own houses. And President Mahama said would implement that policy for public workers to own houses. Our women in the market who are listening to us, President Mahama says we'll bring a national women's bank into this country. For the first time in the history of this country, I am picturing a Ghana where women can just walk into a bank, low guarantee, low interest rates, and within 24 hours you get a loan. Gone are the days. I mean, the biggest scammer in this world is Ambrose Derris's very good friend, the one who moves around with him, DK and Martin. What's the name? Martin Dele. He moves around with Ambrose Derry, scammers in the team, and moves around with Baumia. Baumia has made him his own campaign manager, the man who duped the state in this country. And in 2016, MPP told lies that it was for John Mahama. Today, we've seen the real truth. Indeed, he duped the people of this country to support Baumia and Ambrose Derry, and today we are seeing it. It is coming out. So President Mahama says those days are going to be a thing of the past. People will go to the women's bank, our women will get loans, and the woman, President Mahama says a woman can even get a loan to a tune of 1 million. The bank, 1 million Ghana 1 million Ghana cedis. The bank will be willing to give you, depending on what you want to do with it. Oh, this is super news for our mothers out there, and I feel proud that such thoughts could come in the mind of a nation builder like President Mahama. But you see, I've been reserving the 24-hour economy. I know you are waiting to hear it. I wanted to talk about that thing before I get to it. Picture a Ghana that at 2 a.m. you find graduates going to work. Picture a Ghana that after this radio station, I'll tell you that, oh, I have to go to work and then go and start work. Picture a Ghana that people work in a 3-shift system. Picture a Ghana that, I mean, you have fine companies, people producing, people work for 8 hours, people work for 6 hours and all of that. Picture a Ghana where somebody even has 2 jobs, like it done abroad. You have family members abroad. A family member will tell you that I just closed from one job and I'm going to catch up another job again and somewhere. All because the shift system is working there. And President Mahama says we would implement the 24-hour economy. After that implementation, we are going to have people start working at the 3-shift system in this country, 1.8 million Ghanaian unemployed youth are going to get jobs. Look at all of us here. I'm the leader of the unemployed association in this room.
What thing about us
here unemployed? There's no job to do.
When we talk about the 24-hour economy, there are a lot of preconditions for successful businesses to operate.
That's
electricity,
right. That's right.
Fuel. In this system that we are in, we have high electricity prices.
That's right.
Fuel is a big problem for many. What would the NDC be doing to ensure that, because if we want to operate a 24-hour economy and we have high electricity rates in the country, it can't stand on high electricity cost. It can't stand on high fuel prices. What is the plan for the NDC to solve the problems of electricity and fuel prices?
They are very smart journalists. The NDC has said we'll subsidize electricity prices by introducing what we call a time of use meter. So in the night, when you start operating in the night, your meter will start reading at a half rate. That will subsidize electricity for you. And many people even want to work in the night, because in the night, instead of paying 10 cedis per hour, you will now be paying 5 cedis or even 2 cedis. And the remaining cost, government will absorb it for you. So we would recalibrate all your meters into what we call a time of use. Immediately, it is 6 p.m. and you are still working, it automatically moves into a time of use gear. And then you start paying at a half rate. Another thing that frustrates businesses are the taxes. President Mahama says we'll subsidize your taxes for you, so that instead of paying full taxes, you pay half, and then the remaining half, you use it to enroll more youths, and then you'll be able to pay them. I want to see everybody working. We have a lot of human resource in this country. Look, if you want 100 doctors today, you get. If you want 100 nurses today, you get. But if you want unemployed 100 nurses in this country too, you get. There are people with the expertise who can work, but there are no companies for them to work. Go out there, or you do, if you want, test this tomorrow. Do a radio announcement that all people who want jobs in this country should come to home radio. Or if you just do an announcement, say everybody who wants a job should come to home radio. You may not be able to fill. You may not be able to fill the studio here. You know that the whole floor will be filled with people. What it tells you is that the competencies to work are there, but the facilities for which you're working in are not available. And President Mahama says that 10 must be a 10 of the past. Also provide security for you. We know that if you work in the night, you need to be protected, which means that more boys will be recruited into the security services, and people will be police, people will be soldiers, people will be community police services, and all of that. And all these people are going to get jobs in this country. So these are policies that President Mahama has in stock for the people of this country. The GPRTU workers, President Mahama met them, and he told them that a driver drives all his life. And when he goes on retirement, he doesn't even have 1 cedi to go and spend. You see him and you feel he was even never a driver. President Mahama says those days must be a 10 of the past. So once you are working, we'll implement a system that government will be supporting you to donate into the Senate fund, so that when you retire as a driver and you sit in the house, you'll be getting a pension salary. That is good news for the people of this country. In Upper West, we don't do Okada and Pragya. Or you have Pragya here. Very. Absolutely. So President Mahama says, look, we'll regulate the Pragya services. A lot of times the police harass them, they arrest them because sometimes they feel it's illegal and all of that. President Mahama says it will be regulated, and all these people are going to have better places, under the economy, and people are going to get good jobs and sustainable jobs to do under his government. The unposted teachers and nurses. President Mahama says, look, he knows the solution. The solution to posting teachers and nurses is not just to use your mouth for writing letters. It's to build health facilities. And President Mahama has demonstrated that before. You remember he built the Ridge Hospital, expanded the Ridge Hospital, expanded the Tamale Teaching Hospital, the Wow Hospital expansion, lots of other projects across the country. Hospitals, Bank of Ghana Hospital, many hospitals and chip compounds were built in this country. And that is the panacea to posting people. So President Mahama says he will complete them, the hospitals, abandoned ones, and will post all these nurses and increase their conditions in this country. The teachers and posted teachers in this country are sitting in the house, they are not doing anything. Upper West alone, we have about 9 abandoned E-blocks. 9. You know how many that could do for the economy of this, for the people of the Upper East region. If those 9 abandoned E-blocks are completed, we would post a lot of teachers to them, true or false. We would post workers, cleaners, we would post security men, and all these people are going to get jobs. And aside that, the people of the Upper West will be educated because they will get good schools to attend, and it's been demonstrated. In Savannah like this, President Mahama, we have about 5 abandoned E-blocks. Those that were completed was the Empower E-block, Daboya E-block, Bamboy E-block. Yeah, I remember, those were completed, and they are fully operational. It has recruited teachers, it's created jobs, and it still gives our students an opportunity to go and learn. So the policies of President Mahama are feasible, and they are going to be policies that are going to be implemented. Many people ask where the funding is going to come from.
Very important.
The funding, I knew that was going to be your next question. The funding is going to come from, one, the scrapping and reducing of the number of ministers in this country. President Mahama says this government at a point appointed over 120 ministers. President Mahama says you reduce it to just 60. He doesn't see why we should have that backlog. Every minister a month, the government spends over 100,000, 1 billion on a minister a month. Every minister. A minister's salary is 23,000. His travel allowances and per diem alone sometimes about $4,000. $4,000 to about 40,000 Ghana cedis. The government pays for his DSTV, pays for his lights bill, pays for his cleaner, pays for everything of a minister is paid for. So sometimes when ministers are smuggling fertilizer, I wonder what they do with their money. The government pays for all these things, and at the end of the day, over 100,000 is spent on one minister. Multiply that by 40 ministers, President Mahama will scrap off. That's about 40 million, right? 40 million can recruit many people in this country and pay them 3,000 Ghana cedis every month. And the youth of this country would dearly appreciate it. So the cutting down of ministers, the cutting down on unnecessary expenditure. The president just wanted to watch a UEFA Champions League match between Liverpool and Tottenham Hotspur. He had to fly a private jet of £14,000 an hour to Madrid to go and watch the Champions League final. President Mahama says instead of spending £14,000 an hour to fly a private jet and wasting over 5 million Ghana cedis, he will sit in his house, he will put his TV on, and he will watch the Champions League match. It is simple as saying that if Nanado had decided to just sit in his room and watch the Champions League finals, he would have saved this country 5 million. That would have recruited over 20 people into the economy. So reckless expenditure will be cut down. As it stands now, Samira Baumia's convoy alone, if you look at it, one whole Land Cruiser carries her makeup box alone. The president has
How do you know that?
I know, I'm telling you a fact. We're in Accra with them, we see what they do. The president has a car that carries his chair. You know the president will not sit on this chair I'm sitting on. When he enters even One's palace, he will sit on the chair. Yegbo's palace, he will never sit on the chair Yegbo gives him. Such gross disrespect to our traditional authorities. He brings his chair from Accra, and that chair has a whole tundra that carries it. That tundra alone, the last Auditor General's report, fuel alone that was spent by the presidency was over 42 million. 42 million, 420 billion fuel alone. The presidency said they changed batteries of their cars alone to a tune of 12 million. Can you believe that? Batteries, 12 million. So that means that when the president comes to Tamale and goes by, he changes a battery. Kai, la ilaha illallah.
99.7 FM, Yellow Queen Kajimari, Mba Malik Basintale, that people opted in for the MPP to come in. Today, how would you respond to some of these people that looks undecided on the fate of the elections?
The NDC lost the election in 2016 simply because of lies. And the last of such lies was resolved just yesterday. Airbus. Lies. In 2016, the MPP peddled a lot of falsehood against President Mahama. You remember, they said Guinea fowls had flown from here to Burkina Faso. So Guinea fowl just stood and flew out to Burkina. They said President Mahama was given a Ford expedition. Lies. He was vindicated. Lots of lies. Nanado mounted a podium because he had never been president again. He said, you arrest the dollar, arrest the cedi, reduce fuel prices in this country, create jobs in this country. You remember at a point, John Bodo even mounted a podium and said Ghanaians will get jobs to the extent we even go and bring people from abroad to come and work. Talk was cheap in 2016, and there was no basis for comparison. Today, the reason why people are laughing at Bawumia and people keep playing with him when he goes around is because they have seen him. So anything he says, people know he's a liar. He's a cheap liar. Anything he says. In 2016, even though I knew Bawumia never tells the truth, but I saw a serious man in Bawumia in 2016. I must be honest, because he will wear his suit and mount a podium and hold marker. Today I've realized that those who wear suits, some of them we have to check them before we accept them as serious people. He will wear his suit, take marker and be writing on the board, doing analysis. You remember? And we believed him. Nanado will come and drink pure water and be talking with this so a comedy, whole lot of things. He said he had brought the economic whiskey and Messiah. Yes, Ghanaians were convinced with what they were saying, and they thought that buying petrol at 13 cedi was so expensive, a gallon. So they needed to vote for people who reduced it to 8 cedis a gallon. Today the people have come. Petrol is almost 100 cedis a gallon. So who will you vote for? The last lie, Airbus. Just yesterday, shamelessly, they were exposed by their own special prosecutor. That same office said Nanado was the mother serpent of corruption. So of all corrupt snakes, Nana Addo was their mother. I thought Bawumia was the deputy, but I've realized that Bawumia is the grandmaster because he is submerged in deep corruption. And they lied against President Mahama. Lied, destroyed his name. He was involved in a scandal. Yesterday, I told somebody that if I were Bawumia, I would just put my 2 hands on my head and start shouting, oi, 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 no. Every 2 minutes, I would do, because his campaign has collapsed. The last lie they were holding on to has been condemned. And the only thing he's going to be doing in the coming days is maybe he will start apologizing. I've seen that the finance minister came and started apologizing. I looked at him and I said, sir, we have lost many people as a result of the bond restructuring. Pensioners have died. You are apologizing to us. How do you bring the lives back? The Kolebu renal unit, I understand it has been closed down again. The last time it was closed down, many people died. Just today it was closed down. Joy News reported that 2 people have died already. You are apologizing to us. How do you bring those lives back? People's businesses have been collapsed. For 8 years, people have been suffering. And you come and tell us you are sorry. Sorry about what? For all the shame and pain you have brought us. 8 years, you are telling us you are sorry. Sorry about what? So they would keep bringing those tricks and all of that. But in 2016, I don't blame the Ghanaian people for voting for the MPP because the MPP came with deception, and it was very difficult for anybody to have believed that what they were saying was a lie. But today, you don't even need the NDC to tell you that what they were saying was a lie, because you know the price of a bag of corn, you know the price of a gallon of oil, even sachet water that used to be sold at 50 pesos. Today, 10 pesos. Sorry, 10 and 5 pesos.
Okay.
Today, sachet water is about 50 pesos. A bottle of water now goes for 3 Ghana cedis. Those days, how much was it sold? And so you need to just sit down and have an introspection of your life. Do you want it this way, or you want a better one under President Mahama? And so 120 days to election is simply 120 days to determine your future as a youth in this country. And the decision lies in your hands. If we make a mistake and you vote for this clueless, visionless, totally condemned vice president, then we'll have ourselves to blame. Worst of it is that instead of looking for the right medicine to his sickness, he went and found the wrong medicine. That was Napo. If you are a liar and you want medicine, you look for anti-lying medicine and drink. You don't go and look for medicine that is opposite to what your sickness, and then you go and add another sickness to your own sickness again. You are a liar. Now you are going to bring an incompetent, arrogant man to come and add to you. The first day you gave him platform to come and talk to Ghanaians, he came and was insulting people who were in their graves. If this man cannot have mercy on people who are dead and gone, we the living there, he will kill us. Nkrumah came and insulted Nkrumah, insulted Jerry Rawlings, insulted Kufuor, all former presidents, insulted them. 3 days after he came and was apologizing, somebody cracked a joke that master go bring a meat. First day at work, no mate go insult station master. Driver go bring loading boy. First day at work, loading boy go insult station master. So he spoiled the job give them for the station there. And that was exactly what happened. So if you realize for some days now, but Napo is, they've hidden him small because they are buffing him again. I'm sure by now they are holding a cane and telling him, don't insult people again, don't insult people. So when he comes out, he will pretend that he has changed. But they are wicked, they are arrogant people. They don't respect human beings. They don't see us as anything. They think we are just nothing. We don't deserve to even survive. And my pain is that our own northern brother Bawumia has learnt the bad things fast on the job. Bawumia, 12 million money that was even allocated to build an irrigation dam in his own hometown, the Palugu irrigation dam. They squandered the money and abandoned it. Meanwhile, my brother, anytime I talk about Palugu, I feel like crying. Because anytime they spill the Bagre Dam, it even affects some parts of Upper West. The Bagre Dam affects Savannah, affects Upper West, Upper East, Northeast. It affects all these places. And his own hometown, when they spill the Bagre Dam, sometimes they go and sleep in classrooms. The last time they spilled it, they brought their things onto the main road. And they were there for days. Their houses were submerged. Then your government says you want to build an irrigation dam. NDC says fine, it was our policy, but if you want to build it, even the day you are going to commission it, President Mahama had vowed that he will come and you commission together, even though it's an opposition party. Then you go and collect $12 million for that project, you squander it, and then you don't do anything. The last time we went there, all they did on the grounds was to bring a strip of sand and 153 blocks. The trip of sand, they have already sold it to the assemblyman.
So you counted the blocks?
Yes, they sold it to the assemblyman. The blocks, they've sold 147. They are just left with about 8 lying there. They don't have an owner. Me too, I told them if they want to, should let me load and go home. Because they have dissipated all the little things they brought to the grounds there. The landowner said, had even used a tractor to plow the list. He said he's going to farm granules because he gave the land to them to build a dam. Now they've used the land to chop money and he's hungry. So he will plant granules. He said he had started a watermelon factory in his own hometown, Wale Wale. They collected the money and squandered. He didn't do anything. The farmer last year said he is going to plant maize there because they cannot waste his time. One district, one factory failed, Upper West, nothing. One village, one dam failed, Upper West, nothing. $1 million per constituency failed, Upper West, nothing. So which of the policies have they done? Nothing. So on what basis will Ghanaians vote for them? So Ghanaians will have a decision of choosing between one CD phone or 24-hour economy. Choosing between a man who's looking for steer or maybe Baumia, we need to plead with GPRTU to recruit him there because the rate at which he's looking for a steer there, it doesn't look like he wants to be president in this country. So we have to get him a driving job. But Ghanaians will have to choose between that and a man who says he'll bring farming cooperatives. Ghanaians will have to choose between a man who dances offbeat on stage and another man who says he's going to provide buildings for Ghanaian workers.
99.7 FM.